Are there advantages to aging? Yes, I am Debbi-Jo Horton, and welcome to Advantages to Aging. Join my guests and I as we discuss aging and what makes for a healthy lifestyle, which results in a quality life. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome, everybody, for another episode with Advantages to Aging. Today, I have with us Joanie, and we're going to talk about, all those things that we learn as we get older, whether it's, about leadership or personal development, which helps us in everything we do. Joanie has been a leader in a couple of different direct sales companies and has started, as most of us do, all by ourselves. And, not only having to deal with the self-doubt, but also with all the naysayers that love us and try to protect us, and has grown massive organizations. So, Joanie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, DJ. I know you look back on your journey and you think, gosh, it's so cool to see where you start and where you end up or where you're going, right? Because I think life is a continued journey. You always want to keep moving and keep learning and keep growing, because that's what life's all about. We're here to just experience and grow as much as we can. And so I have actually been in the direct sales channel for 18 years, which is crazy. Just crazy.
You're not that old.
I know. I started as a young mom. I had 3 boys at home, and my oldest son, who's now 30, wanted to go to private school. And I'm like, what? Like, that was not in our wheelhouse. That was not in our budget. Like, going out to dinner was not in our budget, right? We were a young family and just trying to make ends meet. So when he said that, I'm like, oh my God, like, really? And at the time, DJ, my husband traveled all the time for work. So it was very hard for me to go get a job because I'd have to pay for a babysitter. And that was kind of defeated the whole purpose, right?
Right.
So when I started in the direct sales industry, really started thinking, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think that and I think too, your own self-doubt in your mind, not even all the people that go, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Your own self, like, oh, I just don't think it'll work and this and that. But what had happened to me is I loved the product. And I started with a company called Southern Living at Home. But I started just as a fluke and just saying, I'll give it a try. What the heck? I said to myself, I'll give it 6 months. And then I know that you can't really make money or earn anything. Yeah, and 18 years later, put 3 boys through private school, earned a multitude of many trips. I just earned another trip, have led amazing women to find their passion in what they do and to help them just develop a lifestyle, because I think entrepreneurship is a lifestyle, right?
That is, a lot of people don't get that. They think that, it's the same as a job, and it really isn't. It is very different. So how much growth did you personally experience in your journey?
Oh my God. Incredible. Like, incredible growth in all aspects of my life, right? And my husband says, like, I cannot believe how far you've come. I have actually, when I first started in the industry, I was asked to speak at some of the rallies, right? They used to do these meetups. And I remember I was in Boston and they had asked me, because I loved what I do. I love people. I love chatting. So, to offer them products was fun for me. So I was talking at a rally in Boston, and we had a podium, and literally, like, my knees were shaking, and I felt like I was going to throw up. And I thought, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? So years later, I've done a bunch of trainings and I've talked at conventions, and I feel a lot more comfortable doing it. So just the personal growth that way, or even like we were chatting before, like learning the social media part.
Yeah.
learning like I remember when Facebook came, I'm like, what the heck is this? And now Instagram and learning that, and then learning to really not worry about what people think. And in your heart you have great products, and and you're a guide to people, and you can offer the opportunity and show them what a great field this is and how exciting it is. And but it's really their decision to do what they want with it. But the growth is incredible, definitely incredible.
It is. So, what advice might you offer to someone who is listening in or watching and saying, I have not learned, like, a lot of us think about learning as like classroom kind of style, right? And or reading. And so many people have not picked up a book to read to improve themselves since high school, and maybe not even high school, if we're honest, right? What kind of advice could you give?
I think personal development is huge, really, really huge. And I'm always taking classes, and I'm always reading books, and I'm always listening to things. The music I listen to is very inspirational. I've taken Tony Robbins classes, I've taken Michael Burdoff classes. Even Lynn Conway, who is a coach. I started with her, like, when I first started in direct sales. So I really feel like if you don't know how to do something, get somebody that knows how to do something. Surround yourself with expert people that can take you where you want to go. And it's all about learning. Like we want to continue to learn and grow. And picking up a book or having it, there's so many great things you can listen to, videos and audios and podcasts. And there's some really cool people out there, and their experiences um, can teach you so much. It can really teach you so much. So I think I'm a personal development junkie.
I'm with you on that, but I know a lot of people aren't. I have a friend that I went to school with who said to me, you know, Debbi-Jo, I couldn't do what you do because I'm comfortable where I'm at. And I thought, hmm, that's kind of indicating that I'm not comfortable where I'm at, but I always want to not have more, but be more. Like, I want to be the best version of myself possible. And I know that oftentimes we get complacent, or you think, well, you know, nobody else in my family has done better, so I can't expect to. And I get so disheartened by that. That really, like, it hits me in my heart and in my gut to think that there are so many people that think they can't do better, they can't be better. So if you're one of those people and you're tuning into this, what one thing could they do that might be a little bit outside of their comfort zone, but not so far out that they're not willing to take that step? What one thing would you recommend they start doing on a daily basis?
I love this because when you're uncomfortable is when you're growing, right? And the one thing I would say to people, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Learn how to be comfortable with that feeling, right? So that's one thing. When something that uncomfortable comes into your life, slow your brain down and think, all right, this doesn't feel good. This feels yucky. But I know that this is a growth moment for me, because uncomfortable situations are growth moments. We grow the most when we feel the sickest to our stomach, right? But we think, I can't do it. I remember years and years and years ago, Susie Reed said to us, if your goal isn't big enough that you want to throw up, it's not big enough, right? That throw up goal. And I just think my biggest advice for people is just start doing some self-talk and thinking, you know what, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. That's not a bad thing. And just kind of breathe in with that and know that that uncomfortable moment is a growth moment for you.
Excellent. And if you're not a reader, I usually tell people start just by reading 10 pages a day,
Yeah.
just 10 pages. And because anybody can do that. And I don't
Mhm.
care how slow a reader you are, you can do 10 pages. And if you're
Absolutely.
super, super slow, start with 1 page. When you get comfortable with 1 page,
Mhm.
boost it up to 2 pages until you get to that 10 pages. Or, now I actually have 2 or 3 books going at the same time. So I try to read at least 10 pages out of each one of them. But,
Yeah. Or even those calendars, Debbi-Jo, like a
oh, yeah, yeah.
motivational calendar that every day you awake with, with a message. I have a journal that I read every day, like you know, an inspirational, and every day is a different message. And I
Yeah.
just start there because your mindset is super powerful, and you want to put yourself in a positive mindset and an abundance mindset. And you taught me that too. Like, you are so wonderful about that, about abundance. And there's so many blessings out there, and you just have to just believe in that.
It's interesting because I think it might have been either my grandmother or might have even been my great grandmother. I think it was my great grandmother who um something had happened. I was young. I was very young. I was maybe not even a teenager yet. And I was really upset about something. And you know what she said to me? She was like, from a lot of manure grows the most gorgeous garden. Oh, all
Oh, I
right.
love your grandmother. Yeah.
Oh, oh. Well,
Sarah.
she was originally from England, and she used to ride around in this little vehicle, and she always kept a pail and a shovel in her trunk because we'd be going down the street and there'd be like a pile of horse manure, and she'd pull over, get the shovel and pail out, scoop it up, and into the garden it would
I
go, and we
love
got
it.
back.
I love it. I love it. I
So
love
I
it. I
was not
love it.
surprised that, her analogy was with manure.
It's but it's so true. Like, when you look around at some of the people that have been, Michael Jordan and all those really people that have done amazing, amazing things, their story is not easy, and their mishaps or their journey has ups and downs. And I mean, that is life, right? That is just life. And it's through that they grew, because you go through an uncomfortable situation or a hard situation, you grow from that, you learn from that, and you take your experiences and bring it forward, and then you learn from that and grow from that and go on and on and on. So
Yes.
I love that. And I think your Grammy was very, very smart.
That she was. So I don't want this to go too long, but we could go on for days, never
Oh my
mind
God.
hours.
It was so fun. So fun.
And so I want to invite all of you that are watching or listening. If you're watching from the Facebook group, Advantages to Aging, check out the podcast by the same name, Advantages to Aging. You'll be able to catch up on some of the episodes you might have missed. And if you're listening to the podcast, head over to Facebook and ask to join our private Facebook group, Advantages to Aging, where you'll be able to ask Joanie a bunch of questions. She'll be monitoring when this airs there, and the timing of the two hardly ever are the same. So much fun having you today,
Oh,
Joanie. I'm
it was
sure we'll have you
fun.
back again soon.
Thank you. It was really fun to chat with you today. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, join the podcast community by clicking the link in the show notes. This is a great way for you to give me feedback and for us to stay connected. I really want to know what's important to you so I can provide it in future episodes. Do you think one of the biggest advantages to aging is all the knowledge we gain along the way? Me too. What did you learn today? Share with me in my Facebook group with the same name as this podcast, Advantages to Aging. Now hit subscribe so you don't miss all the tips to come in future episodes.